Welcome in, Kia ora, to another episode of the Podfathers. We are back from Vegas after the week last week. Finally recovering. Got a little sick, mind you. Few too many door handles had to grab on the way in and out of all the different casinos and
Ooh,
convention centers, so on and so forth. Trevor, Nick, Tom, popping back on the pod. Trevor, I'll throw it over to you. How you been?
what's up, bro? I'm doing good. It's been a while. I missed the last couple, but it's good to be back. Good to give out some advice to AJ Preller here. Happy to be with my boys. Got my shades on.
Yeah, we all got shades on, except Tom. Tom, gonna invest in some for the Welsh sun.
Yeah, there's no fucking sun over here, so there's no point in having it. Maybe I'll invest in some when I'm over in San Diego. I do have some somewhere. I just cannot find them. So, but I see Nick's got the bat. I got that. That's the next best thing. But
Nice. It's got a couple
yeah,
balls, but no bats. But is
yeah,
that
I'm doing well back home now. So
oh
hopefully,
yeah, yeah.
Padres can start winning now.
Yeah, you're on the yield summer break. How long you back home?
Oh, ages until September now. So after my trip, technically, I might go back for like a week or so, just because it's boring where I live. But I'll yeah, I'm back home now. So
Sweet. No more Top Gear to watch out your window. So well maybe, but just not the same. So bit of a bummer. Nick, how you been? Love the sweater, by the way.
You just trying to rep the brand, you know what I mean? I'm good, man. I'm feeling pretty good. I just started a new job, so hopefully I have some more money to get some more games. I went last Sunday. Yeah, yeah, on Sunday. No, Monday, Memorial Day. That's when I went. Good to get out to the ball yard. You know, Padres are at least 8 games over 500, so that's cool. Like it's winning baseball. Got into it a little bit on Twitter with some fans about some of the decisions. I'm sure we'll talk about that, but life's good. Life's good.
Yeah, yeah. No, I mean you're right. Second row, maybe third. I think you're doing all right on the tickets.
Oh, that was against the Angels when we
Yeah,
when we
yeah.
went when they went Grand Slam time. That was pretty sweet.
Ooh,
I've never sat that close for a whole game. That was
the old
pretty awesome.
Groupner tickets. Bro, we sat first
Yeah.
row. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I meant behind home plate.
Oh, okay. My
Yeah.
bad.
So I've been closer to the field, but behind home plate, like I was on TV. I've never been that
Well,
close. Like, dang. Should have wore the Podfathers, but I have a little bit of a uniform when I go to Padres
No, you
games.
got to look. Yeah.
Yeah, I paid a lot for that jacket, so it feels silly not to wear it. But yeah, man, it's nice to have friends in good places to be able to help you out and catch a ball game in style.
who'd you
It
go with?
is.
When? Which time?
Behind
Behind
home
home.
Nice.
plate when you're
Behind home plate, I brought
yeah.
my old roommate. He's an Angel fan, and it was his birthday that month, so I treated him and another one of our buddies.
How'd you get the tickets?
Hey, don't worry about that, bro. Can't put that on the airwaves.
Okay, bro.
I'll tell
I
you.
love
I'll tell you. I don't. Hey, I'm not gonna
Okay,
get him to
Tommy
industry
if I
Edman.
tell
plant,
if I tell
Bro,
everybody. I'm not
you
industry
gonna get him
bro,
plant.
to.
you just got the plugs. Damn.
I do got. I got the play. Come on, bro. Come on.
Damn,
Come on.
bro.
Come on. Hey, real G's move in silence like
All
lasagna.
right, I got you. I didn't know if we were gonna plug them or not. Shout out.
Nah, this one I can't. I can't plug
We
this
are the
one.
largest up and coming podcast in America. I thought we were gonna
That's
plug them.
true.
Yeah.
true.
He
Up
hey
and coming for 5 years.
anonymous anonymous donor, big fan of
Okay,
the
perfect.
Podfathers. I can
Okay,
say that
I like
actually.
it.
That's
I like
actually
it.
not bullshit. They are a fan of the Podfathers.
Hell yeah.
But if the four of us, five of us, four of us want to get those tickets again, I gotta keep it on the DL. You know
All
what I'm
right.
saying?
I
Hell
just
yeah.
love that so I'm doing something wrong because Tom, you Nick and you Trevor have all gotten group ticks. I haven't got that yet. So we're gonna need to like upgrade my shades or something here. But
It is the
No,
um
I
shades.
haven't. I haven't.
no, I thought you said when you sat front rows, group ticks.
No, no, I was asking Nick if he had Groupner tickets.
Well,
Uh,
yeah, no, but Trev, he's asking about when you and I sat front
that's what
row.
I'm saying. Yeah, yeah.
But that was just Trev being a savage.
All right.
It's just
So that
real
wasn't
The
you.
G's right there.
the old Bobby scan ticks.
Thank you, Bobby.
Thanks,
We'll get,
Scans.
we'll get Bobby on in the off season, hopefully, since he just shot us
One
down.
day.
We were just kicking it with Mary Lou's and Scan, just chopping it up.
Oh, very cool. Yeah, and Tom got the old treatment. So when Tom's back, he's smirking over here. He's got something lined up. We'll talk a little bit later.
Tom's
You
got a
Tom?
contact
Maybe.
that'll pay top dollar for those seats. He doesn't even need the hookup. He's got.
Yeah,
I
his
heard
name is
there's.
Friar Phil. He'll get you in there, buddy.
Bro,
I thought
we're like
you're gonna
three
have a little
fucking
bit more.
minutes in.
I thought you were gonna give a little more pizzazz than just coming out and saying it. Just
His name
fill
rhymes
up.
with Friar Will.
The old Philly
Right,
cheesesteak.
freak.
Hooking up Tom Wasgams.
I like it. The Gaglione Bros, baby. But speaking of Gaglione, we're 31 and 23. That's not a real good transition, but we're 31 and 23 boys
Works.
on the season. You were correct, Nick. 8 games over 500. Looking a little dross there for a sec, and then started on a bit of a run. Went to the game today. We're recording here on Wednesday, the 28th. Thought it was going to be an easy dub, and it just so happened that the first 2 games looked like easy L's turned into dubs, and then vice versa on Wednesday. So, with that being said, though, I mean, we're 2 games back of the Doyers. They're 34 and 22. We sole possession of second place. The Giants been on a bit of a skid. Diamondbacks are maybe some frauds. Haven't played a lot of divisional games, but Trevor, Diamondbacks frauds so far?
Nah, I think they'll be there.
Yeah.
They're so stacked, bro. Unless they're like us in 2022, they're gonna be there. They have Corbin Burns. Just their whole lineup is pretty stacked, bro. I think they'll be fine.
I
They're
so
a threat.
last year bullpen was garbage, and that didn't matter at all,
Yeah.
supposedly until they got to the playoffs. I feel like they have a similar makeup to where their bullpen's trash, but yeah, their starting pitching's even better. And I mean, Zach Allen hasn't been great, and I feel
Yeah.
like
He's kind
Tom's
of
got the
fallen off the
shades on
last
him.
couple seasons. But
He has,
Burns is back. Burns is balling out. He's back looking like himself again. He's had a
yeah,
really good last few outings, and I mean, with him leading the starting pitching staff, they're going to be solid.
yeah. No,
Him and
they'll,
Gallen, bro, and Merrill Kelly's been really good too.
yeah. He has been good. I know they got if they can all like click, then yeah, I think they'll be fine. Especially with Corbin Carroll just like absolutely crushing it so far
Balling.
this year, back to his rookie year kind of status here. But
Hmm.
yeah, I mean, as of right now, we're looking at like a 3 horse race. That the D-backs are 7 back. They're 2 games under. They haven't been doing too hot lately, but collectively, it looks like the Phillies just out of nowhere. They're 9-1. Their last 10. They're first in the NL. I think they have the best record other than the yield Detroit Tigers 37 and 20. So ends up that we didn't have too bad of a series here about a month ago against them. But collectively, I mean, we have on the injury front, King's back on the or not back, but he's on the IL. We have Darvish on the IL. We have obviously Musgrove's on there, so that's like 3-headed monster, not doing so hot. We had Hart pitching again today. Luckily, position player wise, we're not hurting too bad. Bullpen's looking okay too in terms of injured list. But I mean, we keep talking about this, I feel like every single pod. But Nick, do you think that we need to start addressing maybe some starting pitching here come trade deadline or even a little bit before that, given where we're at injury wise?
Probably. Um, Probably. I mean, it's such a long season that like if you could skate by, like if Vasquez is going to keep making really good starts or at least just keeping us in games, like I
Yeah.
know he kind of has that thing where maybe he'll struggle early, but then he settles in. If he can just keep doing that, that's awesome. Obviously you need Michael King back. He's, one of your best starters.
Yeah.
Um, who knows with Darvish, right? It's kind of that uncharted territory where like we don't know. I would say, I said it today on Twitter. I said just keep us within 5. Keep us within 5 games of the division by the deadline or maybe even the All-Star break and like evaluate then. Because if we're within striking range, go for it, man. Like I don't love the whole, oh well, we just need to, get a wild card spot. No, try to win. Be the hottest team going into the playoffs. Like just do it. And if that means going and getting a Sandy Alcantara, like, or I don't even know, like I know he's not having a great year, but like just add weapons. I would love to see them add somebody who can play left field. I would love to see one more bullpen arm, and I would love to see one more arm in the rotation.
Mhm.
That seems like a tall order, but AJ's done crazier things. So that's where I'm at with it. Obviously, Darvish is the biggest question mark in my opinion because it's like,
Mhm.
number one, is he even going to come back? You know, all signs say like, oh, maybe he will, but like, you never know. You never really know. And then if he does, how effective is he going to be? You know, I do think
Yeah,
he's like a professional pitcher, so like he'll find a way to like get
he
outs
will,
with
but
his stuff. You know, but
Mhm.
at the end of the day, like if he can't throw, he can't throw. So
yeah,
just keep getting away with it for now. Play good baseball. Find ways to win games. You know, you got to be on the lucky side of the bounce, right? Like today was a game we should have won, but like we played two other games that we probably should have lost, and
yeah.
we ended up winning them. So just be on the better side of that until you have to make a move. That's what I think. Ride the hot wave, ride the steady wave. I think that's what's been nice this year and the last year. Just it's steady. You know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
we have a super hot stretch, and then we have a bad skate, and then we win two series in a row. It's like, okay, we're back on it, you know? Hit some choppy water. Now we're smooth sailing, you know? You guys seen the movie The Truman Show?
Yes.
No,
Okay, Ryan, that's unacceptable. But at the
that's why
end
I don't
when
get tickets to games.
at the end when he's sailing away to freedom and they like turn on the choppy water and he's like not going to make it, but then at the end he does make it. Baseball season's like the boat ride, the end of the Truman Show. It's scary. You don't think you're going to make it, but then you do. And it's sunny.
Clip that.
Clip that, clip that, clip that.
What if your DVD has like a fat scratch and your toothpaste can't fix it and you're just in the choppy water and just like cuts?
Then you don't finish the movie. What if
Stream
that
it.
happens, Nick?
Stream it.
Stream it.
Go to the
Didn't think
trade
about
deadline.
that, did you?
Dip into the free agent market. Go get a new boat.
It's funny because as I was saying, like, have you seen this movie? I'm like, this isn't gonna hit. This isn't gonna hit how I think it's going to.
No, I haven't. That was good. I mean, yeah, no, the whole like choppy water kind of getting to the end. Like, yeah, no, I
You
thought
It's a
gotta
that
good
weather
was
the
story.
good.
storm.
Yeah,
You
weather the
gotta
storm. There
weather
you
the
go.
storm.
Yeah.
That's it.
I like it. No,
It
that was
was,
solid.
yeah. That movie came out before Tom was born.
Easily.
Pretty
Most
sure.
most movies did historically.
Yeah. Bro
Lilo and
was
Stitch
Yeah, pretty
coming
12.
much.
back. That
Hey, wait, Tom. Wait, hold on. This could be bad. What year were you born again?
2005.
Oh
No
God. Hey,
way.
at least you beat the MCU. If you had been born after the MCU movie started, you're off the pot. But you're safe.
Yeah, Truman Show was way before me. Truman Show was 98, so
Truman Show is
that's
probably
even
like
before my
90,
brother.
90 something.
Damn.
But it's a
Yeah,
banger.
98.
You should watch it, Ryan.
It's a good movie.
Also,
Well, he doesn't
Tom
need to now. You
born.
kind of spoiled the whole thing. So
yeah, he makes it.
No. Well,
choppy water, bro. And then they make it
choppy
just
water.
fine.
That's the whole thing.
It's just a
Okay, but
metaphor, and
Tom,
then it's an actual scene. So
Tom, you were born the first National League Western Division champion year for the San Diego Padres in the Petco era. That's a sign.
Yeah. Yeah, I
We're,
mean it was probably after because I'm born late in 2005. Pretty much 2006, but
Wow.
yeah, I
well,
know it must be a
okay.
sign.
Chosen
Well, we
one.
were NL West champs that year,
82 and
It's a
80.
sign.
and we're
It's a
and we're
sign.
20. We're 2 decades exactly two decades out. So I'm feeling good.
Listen,
I'm feeling
Yeah.
Gaib.
good. Let's not go.
True. In
He's
order to make
him.
us feel good, as the season progresses, Nick, I know you mentioned like left field, starting pitching, bullpen. Number one, with like if we add someone in the starting nine, that just makes our bench look so much better. But from
Yes.
like a left fielder standpoint, Sanchez from the Marlins, is he our guy going forward? The
He's
lefty bat?
Is he the dude that hit two
Nah.
homers?
Yeah.
He's
Yeah, he was
good.
raking today. He's got a lot of power.
He does. He's lead off,
I
good
like him.
speed, good
I
arm. He
I
plays right
like him.
field,
I don't
but
love him though.
What about
A lot
Louis
of swing and
Robert?
miss. Who?
Louis Robert.
nah, too expensive for
No,
me.
too expensive.
What
And
do you
he's
mean?
like
You're
not
not
that
paying
good.
for it.
I
I mean,
mean, he's not worth
buck
20
80.
million or
Yeah.
17 or whatever he's making.
How many more years on his contract?
Probably not that many.
Yeah, he might
He's
have one
probably
more
almost
year.
through arbitration. Like he's
Yeah.
probably in his fourth year of arb.
We'll just blockbuster him. What do you mean?
I mean, I think they can get better players for cheaper. Like he's not that good, bro. Like Miguel Vargas on that same team is better than him this season. He's outperforming
Okay,
him.
but fair, but can we consider lineup protection? Can we talk
I
about
mean, I think he'd be better with the Padres. Like everyone seems to be worse on the White Sox. Like
that?
Dylan Cease had a down year, so
Yeah.
yeah, he could come over and be good. He has a big name and he's had numbers before in the past, but do we want to give up a Salas for Luis Robert or whatever his fucking name is?
Sure, I would.
Cuban. I mean, and then you have to convince him to play left field, right? He's a bit, I mean, which I'm sure he'd be fine with, but then again, like, I don't know, would he be
He
fine
He's
with
even
that?
said
playing
Like,
it
we're
central.
assuming.
himself. Why would anyone trade for me? He's having a terrible year.
Yeah. Well,
This is
try to,
So,
exactly the
that's what AJ
boost.
said, told him to say to lower the bounty.
Yeah,
yeah,
this is
exactly.
the
Nah,
boost he needs.
I have some notes here. One second. Gavin Lux, Miguel Vargas, as noted, Sal Frelick, Taylor Ward, and Austin Hayes and Spencer Steer. All those guys probably rather
Couple
have more
red
than him.
guys.
A lot of Reds there. Yeah, you do a two-player deal, get Hayes and Luis May back or Andrew Abbott along with them. But I think Gavin Lux is having a really good year. Austin Hayes has had a bounce back season. I know there was some interest in Austin Hayes a couple seasons ago. Hear a lot of talk about Spencer Steer as well. He's kind of having a down year, but he's a really good bat, really good player. Can play third base, first base, left field.
Yeah. He was
Solid.
highly rated, I think, right? Coming through
Yeah,
prospect rankings.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
I mean, Gavin Lux, like, as much as annoying and how terrible we saw him perform for the Dodgers, like, kind of revenge tour. I don't hate that.
Yeah, he's batting
Like,
like 300 right now. Like, I mean, you could probably get him for cheap. You wouldn't have to give up a
lefty
Salas,
bat.
and you get a decent bat. He's like a Brandon Drury type player,
Yeah.
same level player to me right now.
Hmm. I like it. Tom, you got any names on the sheet there? The blue book?
Hunter Goodman. That's the one. That's the one. I saw him in fancy the other day, and he's raking at the moment. Obviously, a Colorado Rocky. Pretty much everyone there is on the trade block at the moment, but he's having a sneaky good year. He's batting like 278, I think it was, when I last checked. He can
A lot
play
of pop too.
catcher. Sorry, what?
A
A lot
lot
of
of
pop.
pop.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Hit,
yeah, yeah.
hits
He's got
hit stingers.
seven or eight homers this year. So I was
Yeah.
looking at his stats before this, and he's like he can play catcher, outfield, and first base, and obviously DH as well. But yeah, he's having a decent year. He's not the greatest catcher in the world, but I think he caught like 71% of runners caught
Bro,
stealing
we
this
need a
year.
catcher so
I was about to
badly.
say the bar's pretty low.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So
Maldonado,
So
please cut him, AJ. I'm so sick of him. Terrible. I'm sorry,
yeah, I
Nick.
like the look of Goodman because you can chuck him in
Me?
the outfield as well.
Well,
yeah.
I know you like Maldonado.
No, I don't.
Oh, well, sorry, Tyler. Tyler
I'm
loves
not.
him. Yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
a Maldi guy.
He's
What about
terrible, bro.
trying to think about catchers. What's up with Contreras?
He's having a good year.
Is he
Which
doing
one? I'll take any one of the
Wilson.
Contreras bros. I've loved both of them for
Both. I
ages.
Williams
know.
off limits, but Wilson's probably
Wilson? I was thinking
they might
Wilson.
deal
I think
him.
he's under contract till
He's playing
27.
first though.
He is. We can swap him right back. The
Yeah, we could.
Cardinals are doing all right now, though. They're 31 and 24. So,
Yeah.
I mean, just looking at I mean, this is going to change throughout the year, but like wild card race, it's like Mets are 2 games above us, then us, Cardinals, Giants, and so it's top three make it. So, be really interesting to see kind of how that race unfolds as we get closer and closer to the trade deadline. So. We got the Brew Crew at 20. So right after that fourth team, it seems like that's kind of been the trend in the NL at least, is like you got 4 teams vying for 3 spots. And then after that fourth team, it's kind of like 500 for like a few squads. So if we can just get top 3 there, then that's fine. I mean, the division, I mean, Nick, you think division's still a possibility at this point in time? I feel like,
Yes.
yeah,
Always, baby.
Yes.
I like
It
it.
is until it's not. And frankly, in my opinion, like until
It's
we're
in play
like
this
10,
year.
yeah, until we're 10 games back. Think about how many times we play the Dodgers 7 times next month. 7 times. They have no pitching.
Their staff is decimated, bro.
They're done.
Sasaki out. Glass
I'm
now
not saying
broken.
I'm not saying they're
Snell,
not going to come
Snell.
back and finish the year really strong because I think they will because
Knack,
They
they're
get
a
will.
knocked.
they're a good team. But like 7 games, you could see a 4-game swing. Like, and like I said, if you weather the storm and then you get better at the deadline, why not? You know what I mean? I can't say this to a certain degree, but I want to say we were significantly further back from the
Oh
Dodgers
yeah.
in division this point last year. It's still kind
Oh,
of
yeah,
early, but like
for
it
sure.
was still like, okay, yeah, the Dodgers are going to win the division. Even last year, I thought, fuck it, we still might, like, we could still do it. Like, we could go on a run, and then obviously, and then, thank you. And then obviously, you know, you get closer to the end of the year, and you know that's probably not going to happen. But like, why not? I don't believe in like playing under the assumption like they're so good. Like, blah, 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 blah. Like, you know, this goes back to what I was saying in the beginning. There were some sour skittles on the timeline today after the game. You
I mean,
know,
after every L, you're gonna get
of
the Sour
course.
Patch Kids for sure.
But you had the like, you know, people questioning Schiltz and talking about the bullpen management. Which number one, he talks about it in his post game. Like, yeah, maybe you don't like the going to Wandy, right? Like, I get that he's not been great, but number one, he's been better last year. Number two, I'm okay with Schilt erring on the side of trusting his guys this early in the season. Number three, he broke it down in terms of like usage over the past like week. He didn't have a lot of options.
Not
He
really.
didn't
No.
have a ton. And you know what? I'd rather have my manager trust my guys more than not enough. Like I feel like look what happened to the Rays when they took Blake Snell out. That was a situation where you got to trust your guy. He was absolutely dominating that Dodgers lineup and they pulled him and then they lost the World Series. Like you know, there's definitely two sides to this coin and there's for sure arguments for and against what I'm saying. But look at the Dodgers. Dave Roberts sucks. Dave Roberts is a terrible manager and he's a world champion. You keep it close. This reminds me, you know what this reminds me of? Tom, you're British, sort of. This should resonate with you. You know what Brooks Koepka says when they asked him about why he's so good during majors? Not so much lately, but like he won. He's
Isn't
a
Brooks from
5-time.
Florida?
He's from Florida, but golf, British, you know.
There's the connection.
Brooks says, you know, he has this whole breakdown of like, you know, well, I'm going to be better than half the field and blah, blah, blah. He says, if I'm within 3 shots on the back 9, I'm going to win. And it's true. Like that, they looked at it like of his 5 major wins, 3 of them he was losing on the back 9, and then like of his top 5, out of like I think he's got 12 top 5 finishes, like 6 of them, he was within 5 on the back 9 and like almost won. It's like the same thing for me. Like you gotta believe it's a sport where you're gonna fail most of the time. You might as well try to go do it. You know. Get me within 3 on the back 9, I'm gonna win. That's my attitude.
I like it. I mean, I feel like with the current roster construction, okay, 2 things with that. Number one, I'll get back to the Wani thing, but roster construction, unless we make moves at the deadline, I don't see us catching the Dodgers. Me personally, like just from a feel standpoint, like they are. Same with us similarly, where I know, like, same as us similarly, where we're not like they're not beat, they're not beat up from a player position standpoint. Pitching is like abysmal. They've just, I mean, which because they can't handle their guys at all. Like their whole strategy is they blanket sign as many guys as possible for they're gonna lose for the year, and whoever's left, hopefully they perform. That's just how it goes. Luckily, they're fine on the position player standpoint. If we don't strengthen on a starting pitching side and outfield at the very least, I don't see us catching them. Just from a completely unbiased standpoint, like they're as beat up as they can be. Other than again position player standpoint, we're still 2 games below. Not to say that we're not beat up because again, starting pitching has been depleted for us as well. When we mentioned Musgrove, King, Darvish, on the shelf. That could be like your three guys that are going into like a playoff series, right? Number two with Wandy. Do you think that Wandy deserves that trust though, Nick, at this point in time? Like he's been so I know he had a good start to the year. Last year he was atrocious. The last few outings he's been horrible. Does he deserve I know Schilt's a trust guy and it's May. And again, I completely agree with you in the sense that like instill trust now and it goes a long way. As much as we want to like talk shit on Bob Melvin, like back in the past, he was super big into that. It was like he would leave guys out there way too long, it felt like at the beginning of the year. But then, come full circle once they're in that position again, it's like they have that confidence, like, hey, he's not gonna hook me. He's gonna stick with me. That's kind of Schilt has a kind of a similar approach in that essence, but I don't know
Well,
if I would trust Wandy to be in that position right now. Like I probably would have chucked like Omar Cruz out there at this point in time just to see like what we got, to be honest.
yeah, I mean, you got to pick and choose when you're going to use guys, right? Like, I don't know. I mean, I guess my thought is Wandy has been better. You look at his numbers are not that different than Tanner Scott for the Dodgers, and look at who he is. Obviously, it's a different, they're getting put
No
in the
Niebla.
game. Yeah, right. You're putting him in the game in different situations, but like I thought Wandy, I feel like he gives up some barrels sometimes, but like in general, he's been okay. Like if he's your sixth best reliever, like not awful. I don't know. Obviously, it bit us in the ass today. It happens, but I mean, my memory's failing me now, but I feel like he pitched not terribly like the other day, like 2 days ago. I think he pitched
I feel
well.
like 3 or 4 out of the last like 4 or 5 outings, he's at least given up a run. Like I'd
Hmm.
have to double check that, but he
Yeah, I don't
just
know either, but I don't know. I mean, I get it. I get what you're saying, right? But like that's kind of why I was like, if you could add one more bullpen arm, who I really miss is like Pierce Johnson. Like a Pierce
I
Johnson.
read my mind,
If
Nick.
you could put a Pierce
100%.
Johnson in this bullpen and Wandy Peralta is like your worst arm, you're
Yeah.
sitting pretty. Like, imagine you're in a 5 game series, you're in a 7 game series in the playoffs, and you go down 8-zip in the third inning and you got to go to the pen. I'm totally cool with Wandy Peralta going up there and wasting his bullets,
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
know?
he's got to be our worst guy. He's like our new Craig Stammen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cleanup job,
I'm fine with that, but I don't want him in high leverage
I don't want him in the eighth.
situations at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I think
and
today was a product of like an overworked bullpen. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like you just didn't have that many guys. Like he was talking about in the post game, he was like, we didn't have, we only had like 2 or 3 options. Like everyone else is unavailable. So
We
like
just had a bullpen game. Yeah.
exactly,
Yeah.
that's gonna
For
happen.
Yeah.
King.
And
Yeah.
like obviously, if you put yourself in a position, think about it. Think about it this way. Let me give it to you in another perspective. If we don't blow. If we can protect a 6 run lead or maybe add some insurance, right? You limit the mistakes. Manny doesn't make the error. Tatis doesn't round third like that or whatever.
Yeah.
You're okay with Peralta coming in that situation. That
That
was
Manny air
that's
killed us.
like that's the
Yeah.
plan, right? If you bring in Wandy Peralta up 5, you're like, yeah, yes. But like, unfortunately, we didn't have the luxury of being like, okay, well now it's a tight game and we have to go to Estrada. Can't do it.
Yeah.
Didn't have him. So it does suck. So I think that's less of a Mike Schilt overtrust thing and more of a roster construction thing. And, blowing a 6 run lead. Kyle Hart came in 6-zip. Let me just kind of give up the house. Start to give up the house.
Send him back
Yeah.
down.
Yeah. Wait,
Yeah,
you know
but
what? I have a
See ya
question
in
real
El
quick.
Paso, buddy.
Was he wearing the
The
Yeah.
thing?
turtleneck.
That's a bit of
I think he
Was he?
was. That's a good question
Swag.
though.
that's a bit of a save it in my opinion. It only looks good on Trev.
True. Not many can pull that off.
I just want the sleeves. Give me the sleeves too. The short sleeve is like, come on. What are we? Come on.
Tom, do you think
You think
that
you're Trev?
Exactly.
Yeah, what the heck? Not as sexy as Trev. Tom, you think Wandy should be kicked to the curb or
Nah, I
should
mean,
have
I
been
think
trust
he's
in that
good. Like,
scenario?
I mean, recently he's not even been that bad. In his last 9 games or something, he's only given up 3 runs, or 9 innings. He's only given up 3 runs, and obviously one of them was today. I don't think he's been bad. I think he's somebody you can trust in. I mean, this season, I mean, recently, like the bullpen's absolutely shat the bed. So, can you trust anyone? Well, obviously you can trust a couple guys, but it's dodgy at the moment. So I don't really think it's on Schilt. I hate the agenda that Schilt did something wrong today.
No, it's
But
not
yeah,
his
no, I
fault
do,
at all.
I do trust in Wandy a lot. I think Manny's defense was kind of lacking, and it's been lacking all season.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I'm
What's
not gonna
happening
go
to
against
Manny?
Wandy.
10 errors.
He's been
He's
struggling on
leading
defense.
leading
Yeah.
that L, Trev.
Normally one of the best defenders in the league.
Yeah, and a lot of the times, like before we had the Haas excuse, right? It's like, oh, he didn't like dig it out or, whatever. But I mean, just watching the games this year, like it's been Manny's blunder, really. Like probably about half of his errors have been miscues on like a transfer, which you never
Yeah,
see
like pretty
for one.
routine. Yeah.
Yeah, and like I don't know. Yeah, and it's crazy because like he makes such consistent
Insane
plays,
plays.
and
Yeah,
then all of a
yeah.
sudden it's just like a boot like that. Yeah, like
Like
even
yeah, routine play he'll mess up.
yeah. So I don't know. Like it just it seems like he's still not at that age where he provides a good amount of defense. He flashes the leather, obviously. Like he still has like an insane arm, but few years down the line, like if this continues, like even for a couple years, like probably got to start looking at someone to at least take the defensive side of it, and then he can shift a little bit more DH. I know he's not going to want to do that, and that's going to be an interesting conversation. But 10 errors on the year, like that's super disappointing, especially coming off of a completely like injury free off season and whatnot too. So I don't know. Yeah, Tommy,
Yeah,
where's
I
It's
know
not
the
that
one thing
long
that annoyed
ago.
me as well. The one thing that annoyed me as well was that ground ball, which was like deep into third base. I think he probably could have made that. I think, hustle that out a little bit more and he's got that. But, we all know what Manny's like when he's running to first. I love the guy, but I hate to say it, I think he could have got it. Is it a, um, not attitude, but is it a mental thing at the moment? But
He's
I,
hitting
I, I
well.
think,
He's crushing it
hitting amazing?
yeah,
offensively.
Yeah,
Yeah. I'm cool with him not
yeah.
hustling down the line on a couple plays if he doesn't think he's going to get there. It's not worth risking an injury in some cases. I understand it, but yeah, on a bang bang play like that, in hindsight, you're like, damn, I wish you would have gone a little bit harder. But I would rather have Manny for all 162 than for him to push it down the line and roll his ankle or, blow out a hammy. So he knows his body. He knows if he's gonna get there too. So if he wants to dog it, and as long as he swings a big stick, then okay. But he needs to make the plays in the field. I don't know what's going on with that.
yeah. No, I agree with that, Trevor. I think it almost seems like it's been a bit of an approach. Come May, like Schilt was well, assumed it was coming from Schild, obviously, because he's the manager, but it looked like our game plan was small ball, steal as many bases as possible, extremely aggressive on the base pass. Like Toddy had almost 10 steals in the first
Let's
like
get
couple
back
weeks
to
of the
that.
season, and then it's kind of gone away. So like,
Yeah.
is
Speed
that because
kills. Come on.
it? I mean, look at us right now. But how like is that because he wants to keep guys fresh? Was that because we lost a couple guys to injury? Like what?
Probably.
I mean, is that kind of what it
You don't want
is?
to risk Tatis on the base pass.
Yeah,
That probably came from AJ. Like, hey, bro, chill.
chill.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But Manny,
Merrill's
you
out
need
with
to
the
lock
hammy.
in.
Yeah,
You need to lock in like us, bro. Put your shades on,
it's true.
style it in. Let's go.
It's true. Yeah, so
It's
I would like to get back to that a little bit, Nick.
I was just gonna say it's weird. Like 10 is a lot. Got to remember 3 of them happened in one game, right? A little bit of an anomaly. One thing, it's just like as long as he's still making the great play, I think the ability's there. Like he's had a couple
Oh,
really sweet like
100% there.
catches down the line, like on fly balls, like up against the screen. He
He
goes to the
looks like he's in
flat
great
12.
shape too. Like he worked his
Yeah,
ass off this offseason. Yeah. So it's not a
right. Like
physical thing.
yeah, so like as long as he's still making those plays, I'm like I just feel like when when the when it's really time, when it's really go time, like I don't think he's gonna make a mistake. You know what I mean? Like
I agree.
I do think that
Yeah.
like he's a little bit of that player that like he's not like you're talking about hustling down the line, Tom, right? Like I just don't think he's gonna be that guy. Like him and Jackson Merrill are different competitors, like in that way.
Yeah.
Like he knows when to like push it, when to not. I think a couple of the errors that I've noticed, like kind of catch he's like a little bit on his heels, like a little bit like I'm so good, like I don't really need to like dial it right now, but like come playoff game, like I don't think you're gonna ever catch him on his heels or like unprepared.
No.
You know what I
No.
mean? And
Yeah,
like
he's waiting for the limelight. Yeah.
yeah, right. And like it sounds weird to say that, sounds like a like I'm complaining, but like I love Manny Machado. I think he understands himself better than anybody else. I also think he's still kind of growing out of that like misunderstood player thing that happened a lot when he was like when he first came over here. Like everyone was like, "Oh, he's like such a villain," and he had to like sort of reinvent his reputation, kind of thing. And I
Hmm.
think that like some of this stuff could be carryover from it. Like I also think if you asked him, he'd be like, "Yeah, I should have made every single one of those plays." You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
and most big leaguers would say that, but at the same time, like I don't know. I feel like if we noticed a downward, like, hey, he usually makes that play even though you don't expect him to, and he's making errors, that's a bad combo. But if he's making the amazing play and like booting the routine play every now and again, like it tells me that like maybe he's trying to conserve a little energy, maybe like similar to like you should have hustled down the line there, but like also don't really want you. Like, no, I'm not comparing the two, but like just concentration level. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like
Yeah.
he regulates his concentration level a little bit, whereas like a guy like Jackson Merrill looks like he's 110%
He's
every
dialed
day.
in 162 games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's hard to measure.
And yeah, some guys like they can't dial like to that level for, a buck 62, and like Jackson Merrill's, dime a dozen, honestly, like just with his approach. Like when I was at the game today, they even did a little not segment, but they had a few like recordings of like Manny and Toddy and someone else just like talking about Merrill before he like came up at like the bottom of the inning and to lead off. And it was, I mean, it was all consistent. Like Manny was like, I was trying to, be hard on him because he was a rookie and do all, just classic like veteran to rookie stuff. And he's like, dude, I like couldn't find a reason to like harp on him just because like he's the first dude in the clubhouse. Like he's probably the hardest working guy on the team, blah, blah. And it's just like the kid's just wired like that. So, and then at the same time too with Manny, like sometimes, I mean, his ability like is his best ability with a lot of different facets of his game, but like availability being your best ability, like that cliche, like Manny has kind of always been that guy too for the most part. Like since he's been a Padre, I mean, he got hurt or sorry, 2020 was COVID year, so he had played all 60 games, but since he came over in 2019, he's played 156, then 60 the full season. Again, this regular season too, not including
Host.
postseason. 153, 150,
Post.
138,
Post.
152, and then
Post.
53. So,
What the 131 was when he rolled his ankle super bad in Colorado too, and like
yep,
didn't they say like
played
2
on it
months
for
and he was
yeah.
like back in 3
He's back
weeks?
in yeah. He
Insane.
like
Crazy.
yeah. So he 100 still played 138, barely DH'd. Even last year, his elbow was shafted. Played 152. Like yeah. So
He's a
he missed,
dog.
and that was last year's 152, and I think he was on the injured list the first like couple weeks of the year, and then he started DHing, and he came back early just to DH. So.
Dog.
I mean, yeah, the guy's in tune with his body. Like sometimes
He's a
Tom, like
stud.
he is a stud. Like I agree with you. Like there's gonna be like plays where you're like, damn, Manny, like what the hell was that? Like why didn't you just like gut it out? Or especially for this year too, like he doesn't have the concentration levels, or it's just not at that peak maybe. But at the end of the day, we gotta trust him. He's raking like. He deserves that kind of trust and respect, honestly, in my opinion, just
He'll
especially
be
from
fine.
offensive side. If he was struggling offensively, I think that's when you see him like maybe shift his effort to like hustling down the first baseline, like kind of probably would have like 5 errors at this point, right? But just the fact that he's been crushing an offense, I don't know. He just kind of the type of
Chilling.
player that he is.
Yeah,
but
he knows himself.
he does. Yeah.
Gotta-
And
as Mike Schilt would say, He's a pro.
He's yeah, big
He's a
plaudits
gamer.
yesterday. He's a gamer.
These guys,
And keeping it in the infield, Luis Arise. Nick, you been happy to see his production at first base, both offensively and defensively?
Well, defensively is interesting because I'm told
Oh, I saw this.
that he's horrible. I'm told that his outs above average, whatever that means, add a bleep in there.
Beep.
That he's like among the worst in the league. So I very gently said, "Do you watch the games?" The answer was yes, because I watch the games. I try to watch every pitch. If I can't, I usually go back and watch like a condensed game. But for the most part, I've seen most of the games.
You're locked in.
Guy is fine, if not pretty good. He made 3 good plays last night. He shouldn't have. There was one he didn't pick, but like out of 4, count them 3 for a guy
Scooping.
that did not play first base. He's going up against a net that didn't exist, by the way, when he broke into the league. At a position he doesn't play. Balls in the dirt. Bang. Another one in the dirt.
Bang.
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 I like him. Bang. I am so that you know what, Ryan? You know this is, and I can see your face. I knew you knew I was going to get fired up on this. The defensive metrics suck, people. They're not good. Too many times do we see examples of what you watch at the ballpark or on TV does not match up. You're telling me he's the worst first baseman in baseball? Bullshit. No, he's not. He's fine. He's fine. That is a team guy. That guy loves the team. You hear all his interviews. He loves his teammates. And you know what? As a former first baseman, the number one thing a first baseman can do on defense is he makes everyone else better. Everyone else. He's where he needs to be. Remember when the who was it that with the Braves base running blunder? Guy at second base.
Oh,
single
gosh,
to center
yeah.
field.
Love that guy.
On a short ball to center field. The first baseman is the cutoff man. But 9 times out of 10 on that play, you're not going to be there because that is a big leaguer in center field. And he's going to throw it all the way to home plate. He was there, cut it off, spin move, perfect throw, catch tag, Pods win. I don't care what the numbers say. If you can execute that play, you're making the team better. You have now made the
100%.
team better.
But,
People don't-
Agreed.
But Nick,
Where-
how many errors does
he's
he have,
dope.
Nick?
Where
Yeah,
in the
but
stats
Nick-
can you account for that? Show me the range factor that shows that a Luis Rise isn't in the right place at the right time. Show me, tell me, explain it to me.
It
Statcast
clearly
me.
doesn't come in the outs above average.
It
That's for
doesn't.
sure.
It doesn't. There
Yes.
are so many things that cannot be captured. How about usage of the base, where you put your foot on the edge of the bag so you can stretch further? Do they have numbers for that? No. Do you even know how to account for that when you're watching the games? If the answer is no,
But Nick.
but Nick, I went on Baseball Reference and this number came
Never
out of
played
a
baseball in
computer.
his life.
But
Save
Nick,
it.
he's 1 percentile in range of outs above average. -7.
Who wrote that? Like, well, you know, like, come on.
Give me the algorithm right now.
Dude,
give me the formula.
Yeah, right. Give me the formula and explain to me. Like, if we could go, but you know what? I wish I had like the technology to do this. You've seen me do it with Hassan Kim, but like, if you could go and like, if I could somehow go into my brain and like I could find you. I promise you, at least a dozen examples of plays that will not be caught on any defensive stat. It will not be captured underneath it, but it's a difference maker in a game. And this is, everyone knows, it's a game of inches, right? It's a game of inches. You never know. The ball doesn't bounce the same way twice. You need every advantage you can get. And he's doing a great
You're
job.
damn right.
Is he dropping balls? No.
Bro, he's a
Is
great
he the
player.
tallest guy in the world? No. Is he fine?
Team guy,
He's
hitter.
fine.
I was
Great
told that
scooper.
his like mentals though, he's got too much of an ego that he's
What?
not gonna drop down to the seventh
Who said
spot.
that?
They asked, was it today? They asked who on the team would you
Yesterday.
do a podcast with? Louis Rice said everyone. I want to get to know
Everyone on
everybody.
the team because I want to
Everyone
know
on the
more
team.
about my players. Oh,
He's like, not
big
about
ego.
baseball.
Bro,
Big
he's so chill.
ego.
Yeah, he'll hit anywhere. It's just
He doesn't care.
chill wanting to, yeah, hit him
He wants to
second.
play. He wants
Yeah,
to
he doesn't give a
play.
shit. He'll bat ninth. He doesn't
I
care.
can't stand that crap. And you know what? It goes beyond defense too. I use this example all the time, and I'm going to use it again. I can't remember the year exactly, but I'm going to go. I'm going to guess. I believe it was 2006. Ryan Howard led the Phillies, a really good Phillies team, by the way, in home runs,
I know exactly what it
RBIs,
is.
and he played 162 games. War said he was barely 1.5 games over a replacement player. Give me a fucking break.
Didn't he
Give
win
me a break.
the NL MVP that year?
I don't think it was that year. I think that was the year 2 years after. But still, how do you hit 50 plus jacks, play every single game, and lead the team in runs batted in, and you're not two wins better than the average player? That number does not make sense. And if in a vacuum, if it's not perfect, why do I apply it? Why am I going to evaluate?
Yeah, it kind of
players like that?
invalidates War.
Exactly. And like,
Yeah.
yes, Mike Trout has a super high WAR. Yes, Fernando Tatis Jr. has a super high WAR. But guess what? Also can tell you if there's really good players. The eye test. I could have told you that. I could have told you Ronald Acuna makes the Braves better. I could have told you that.
Yep.
Jeff Francoeur couldn't have.
Yeah, this is what I mean. I'm like, how can you not take that with a grain of salt? It just doesn't make sense. That's why when people, and I say this respectfully, I don't mean to sound like that guy, but that's why I ask, like, do you watch the games? Do you watch the games? Yes or no? Because if the answer is
He
yes,
doesn't.
then like you should.
He doesn't
you
watch the
should
games. He just looks at the nerd
No.
stats and thinks he knows everything.
Exactly,
He's
and I'm like,
5'3", never played ball.
all right, oh,
He's
yeah,
a
yeah,
bitch. I'll be that guy. I don't care.
I know you don't care. I just don't love the like. Why are you whining about something because you can? Just because you can. Like no.
Well,
he's
I think
not,
he just doesn't like him in general. So you're gonna find any agenda, right? Like any part of your agenda
a
to fit
stat
that.
for anything. You can find
Oh
a
yeah,
stat
You really
for
can.
anything.
you want to know a
can
stat? Most three
Yes.
hit games in the league this year. 9 of them. Luis Ariz. Think he should hit 7th? I don't think so. Should he hit
But
6th?
but
No, I don't
batting
think so.
average is a terrible way to evaluate guys. Because God forbid you get a hit like 34% of the time.
If
32%
you're
of the time.
if you're just wanting to go on like the kind of modern day nerd, he gets on base, which I love. Someone responded to that yesterday, 2 days ago, and I was posting about Luis Camposano because he only gets walks, doesn't have a hit yet so far this year, but we're 5-1 with him. Then like sure, like if you're a neutral fan or you're just like diving into like anything computer driven and you don't watch any games, like I can see how you get on that. If you are legitimately a Padre fan and you like, I don't care, it could be 2150 the year. You got to respect batting average just because of what Tony Gwynn did when he was here. Like he legitimately is one of the batting average goats. The entire city of San Diego loves the guy because I mean he was great defensively. He
They
was
named
really
a
good on the
beer
base
after
pass.
it.
They named a beer. They named a street. He has a statue because he could hit 334 in his career. And it's not the sexiest thing. It's not, he didn't, his launch angle was probably negative the majority of his career. But like, if you're honestly arguing against like a guy like Luis Ariz and his approach at the plate as a Padre fan, like, come on, dude.
How about the
like,
Padres record when he's in the lineup?
They might be the best win percentage in baseball, Nick.
Ever.
Ever. So,
But no, his outs above average is among the lowest in the league.
how many?
Come on.
But Nick, how many errors does he have? Even though you
But
should
Nick, outs above average.
Outs above
0
average.
errors.
What is the average? What are we talking about? Like, And I know
Yeah.
the funny thing is the retort to that is like, well, you just don't understand the stat. I'm like, no, yeah, I don't, because it doesn't make sense. That's why. It's not
Yeah.
because I can't articulate it. It's because it doesn't make sense.
And there's, yeah, 100%. And it's like the defensive metrics as well, the advanced metrics on the defensive side. I think that there's massive room for improvement. It's so hard to, I mean, it's like if you're relating it to football, right? Trevor, big football stan. You have your QBR, right? That was supposed to be like this brand new metric that came in and was like perfect. Like you measure it to like 100, and it's like if you're like above 50 or average, they have all of a sudden gone back to the classic passer rating of 150, what,
8.3.
8.3. Thank you. Um, like there's only so much stats can do, especially on an advanced side, to measure performance. Some point in time, you got to do the boring. How many hits do you get and how many at bats? How many errors does he have? Does he hit doubles? How many walk? What's his OBP? What's his OPS? That's why I love OPS as old as it is. Like it's a pretty good stat to show his production
Dude,
from a power standpoint.
you can't even call OPS old, because I got played off the air by Coach Quintera for saying that OPS is not
Well,
a very complex stat.
there you go.
You got played off the air for that? What happened?
I called in because
No way.
they were chirping Trent Grisham. This is like early,
No,
like before he had the really long, like really bad year.
Nick's
This is
like,
like, so I called in because they were like taking callers.
555.
Yeah. 97.3. And I get on and I'm
Now
like,
you're gonna
well,
take his job.
and I'm just like, well,
Coach.
I was like, you guys were talking about stats earlier. And I was like, I'm with you. Like, I'm a little old school, like, definitely on the older school side of the game. But like, you mentioned OPS. I'm like, that's really two simply put numbers put together. Like, those are not very difficult to calculate. Like, you can do it on a calculator easily if you know his at bats and like what he did. Like,
yeah,
you could really figure that stuff out super simple. So I was just
yeah.
saying, like, OPS is a really good indication. And like, as I'm what 10 seconds into this explanation, 15 seconds, the music starts playing, like
No.
like the music that they go to commercial with. And like, I before I can like get it out, I like, he's like, okay, and we're gonna go to break here, and Kelly Danick with traffic here on 97.3. Blah, blah, blah. I was like, okay, I guess, like, fuck me, I guess my idea is just terrible. I was like, I was not done speaking, but sure, just because I said OPS is not that difficult.
It's clearly not bothering you to this day, but it's all
Yeah,
right.
No
well,
longer
He's
on the air.
Yeah, I was about to say
yeah,
he's off
yeah.
there. You know,
He got
Yeah,
this.
there was
what's
a reason for that.
really funny about all this? I was gonna throw it to Tom to just kind of give us his thoughts about like Luis and whatnot. And I was thinking before you do that, Tom, how hilarious would it be if he was like, "Yeah, I think Luis is trash at first base." After all this,
Yeah, I think he's
venomous
garbage. Actually,
like
have you
defending
seen his
him.
stats?
He's like, out about the average guys. Like I wrote that. So, Tom, any thoughts on Louis?
Yeah, I fucking hate him because his ABC 3+ is like 0 or something. No,
What?
I think he's class at first base. He's got 0 errors. I know with first base you kind of got to take it with a pinch of salt, but he's
Yeah.
got no errors on first base. He's batting well. He's batting nicely. Like how many other hitters in the league are batting 290? Like so.
He's dope.
10 guys, yeah.
Yeah, and he can hit for doubles, can hit for home runs every now and again. Obviously, we don't see it, but he can do it. He has power sometimes, hopefully a bit more than usual. But no, he's an unreal player. He's a core player. We probably wouldn't be wherever we are, 30, 35 and what
Has
are
he
we,
won 3
31
batting
and
titles in a row?
3 for 3 different teams.
yeah,
Wow.
3.
Twins,
But
Marlins,
yeah,
and
Somebody
he's
got
not
4.
very good, right? Please.
yeah, and yeah,
Talking shite.
yeah, I don't, yeah, and that kind of goes back to what Nick was saying too in terms of like our record. Like when he went on the concussion IL, like that's probably been the worst that we've been this year. And
Yeah.
obviously, there's a lot more factors that go into it than one player, but it's kind of a common denominator. We didn't even struggle as much without Jackson, and he's kind of like our heartbeat, like low key, when in terms of like just the consistency throughout the year. So, yeah, I don't know. I feel like he still somehow is not appreciated enough, which is wild. Like, yeah, Trevor, he's won 3 batting titles in a row for 3 different teams, never been done before. Still just
Basic.
like I mean, he started what, 0 for 16, 0 for 18 this year,
Still
and he's
batting 290, and he's been kind of cold
yeah,
as of late. But before that, I think he was hitting like 360 over his prior like 12 games or something like that. So
yeah,
he's a dude nonetheless. Can we talk a little bit about these trade scenarios that are flying around Twitter the last couple of days of Kyle Stowers and Ryan O'Hearn?
absolutely. Take it away, Trevor. I think this will probably be our like kind of final thing, just a little
All right.
retouch on the
So,
trade
okay.
candidates.
So let's kind of pause on the hype train for Kyle Stowers. I mean, he's had a good month and a half, but before he's only done that, he's been good for a month and a half in the MLB. He's a 260 minor league hitter. So I feel like this would be kind of like trading for Adam Frazier all over again. We'd be buying high. Yeah, I'd love to get him. He's a good left-handed hitter, and if we do add him, hopefully it's in a package for Alcantara or Max Meyer or Edward Cabrera. But so I'd be fine with that if we get like a slew of players. You guys are crazy for thinking about trading Ethan Salas 1 for 1 for Kyle Stowers. If that's the case, I don't know, man. You guys are casuals. That'd be absolutely insane. I would do it if we did get Sandy in that deal and Meyer. You got to get a few players in that trade. Anthony Bender looked pretty good today.
Yeah,
Um,
he's an airbender.
yeah, I like Cabrera a lot. You got to get like 3 players for Salas. And then I saw Giannis talking about Ryan O'Hearn, who's solid. He's going to be a free agent at the end of this year. I wouldn't hate that. That'd be a decent land. He's having a great season. He's 31 years old. But the pieces that he wanted to deal for them, I don't know if he's low on Boston Bateman and Cash Mayfield, but those were our first and second round draft picks last year. So I think that's kind of crazy to trade your first first 2 picks for Ryan O'Hearn at this point in his career. I think you could get a lot more for those guys. First round picks are hard to come by. So I think, Dylan Salas and Bossa Bateman and Cash Mayfield, we could probably do a lot better. We can get a superstar for those guys. So let's shoot a little bit higher when we're talking about these trade scenarios because AJ sees all this stuff and we don't want him to think it's cool to give up an Ethan Salas for friggin' Kyle Stowers. You guys are tripping. That's it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like it. I mean, again, I think if we're gonna move a Cash or a Boston, it's gonna be to the Marlins just because of their approach with their high draft
Yeah.
picks, high prospects. Like they like to stockpile that way. Orioles kind of similar, obviously, like in terms of approach, because like speaking of Stowers, like he was Orioles last year, right? And the
Yeah.
Marlins made a
Yeah.
trade for him to go over there. San Diego kid,
And Norby
yeah, and Norby, yep.
for Trevor
Um,
Rogers, who's not good. So they
yeah,
got both those
they,
guys for Rogers, and now Ethan Salas is worth way more.
yeah, oh
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, and yeah. I mean, just from an ARB stamp, like control, age, position, like yeah, there's a lot that
Yeah, we
yeah,
were having
a huge discrepancy
conversations a
there.
couple months ago on this podcast that some people wouldn't even do Ronald Acuna for Ethan Salas. And now we're talking
Yep,
about Kyle Stowers. Like, come on.
yeah. I specifically said I wouldn't do DeVries for Acuna. I'll put my hand up for
Yeah,
Salas. I spin him for Acuna all day long. But
yeah.
yeah, no, I think that's again like we keep kind of honing in on that like outfielder position. O'Hearn, like you said, is having a great year. I think just identifying like a lefty bat that's like a premium too. But like maybe one of those 2 guys, like you're gonna have to pay up, but 2, like nah,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can't see both. And yeah, I don't know. It's tough to say like who's going to be better. Like you could throw the argument one where it's like, their top draft pick, so their value might not be any higher than it is now. But with how they've
No, they're just
started their
starting their ascent
career,
right now.
yeah, like just in case, if they like just end up not
Yeah.
panning out.
Salas
But
might be the time to trade Salas because I feel like he's leveling off. But I
yeah,
feel like with Bateman and Cash, they're just starting.
yeah,
They're only going to
no.
get higher and higher on the rankings.
Yeah, and they
Yeah,
jumped like right to Lake Elsinore too, like as
yeah,
teenagers, like
they're
right
going to be
away.
good. Yeah.
So, yeah. They're gonna be
I think
dogs.
I mean a lot of these Padres Twitter experts they wanted Seth Brown a couple seasons ago or stands for him raving over friggin' Seth Brown and he just got DFA'd. I think he even cleared waivers. That's how bad he is. So shows what those guys know. It's kind of the same ones that want to trade package
How
those
about Brian
guys for.
Reynolds a couple years ago? About to trade everything for him, and
I know. But I mean,
still wears white short socks with his black running shoes. Like just
he's not bad. I think I'd rather get him than an O'Hearn or Stowers,
yeah. Well,
someone like
now,
that.
but
Yeah,
a couple years ago, I mean, he would have cost like probably everyone in the system at this point.
yeah. He wasn't worth it. I mean that was something that they were considering before they traded for Soto, is they wanted to do C.J. Abrams for Brian Reynolds, and that ended up being a blessing in disguise not doing that deal because Abrams obviously landed Soto, and Reynolds is not as good as Abrams right now anyway. So
No,
yeah.
I'm trying to pull up his baseball savant numbers here real quick just to
Reynolds,
see.
yeah,
Yeah,
he's not balling, but he's like batting like 250 probably.
yeah. He
Seven dingers,
when I was out
something like that.
in Pittsburgh, he's actually having. I mean, again, we're talking crap on advanced metrics here with Luis Ariz, but 11th percentile batting run value, 17th base running run value, and 18th fielding run value. So
Yeah, batting
not good.
222, 7 home runs.
I mean, again, there's so many arguments you could have. It's like if he goes to a better squad, he
Yeah.
could
I
perform
would do
better.
Bateman for him, but not both those guys.
No,
Not,
no.
maybe not even Salas.
How many years of control does he have left?
I think Reynolds just re-signed or just got an extension last season
Okay,
in
so
like March or April.
yeah, I mean he'd be like a sneak because I mean if he's been under like the whole what if scenarios in the past, like clearly AJ probably has looked
AJ
at
loves
him.
him.
Yeah,
Loves him.
so
He could
you
be a
know
fit.
could be a buy low at this point in time.
Switch
Good
hitter.
control. Yep, switch hitter.
Yeah, he's a lot better than Ryan O'Hearn in my opinion, or Stowers.
A lot more control. Like could play left field no problem because he slots out in center a lot of the time. Well, used
Yeah.
to before they moved
Where's
Cruz
he?
out
Is
there.
he playing in right now?
I think so, yeah, because he was their center
Yeah.
fielder until they moved Cruz from short. But so I don't know.
He'd be cool.
Yeah,
O'Neal
maybe.
Cruz.
I again, I think.
Damn, that'd be sick. I would do Salas for that.
Oh, dude,
How sick would that be?
would you do
O'Neal
DeVries for
Cruz on the
O'Neal Cruz?
Padres. What?
Would you do DeVries for O'Neal Cruz?
Ooh. I would try to package like Salas and other guys
So
first.
no. Tom, would you do DeVries for O'Neal Cruz?
No, I wouldn't.
Yeah. It's you can't give up DeVries, bro.
Yeah.
I'm tossing salad for sure. Sorry, Salas for sure. But but
Could that
I don't know about
toss
Febreze.
and salad for sure.
I can back
Whoops.
the Salas, but I can't back the freeze.
Pause.
No, no pause, no pause, no pause.
Keep going.
No pause. I
Yeah.
meant to say that.
I wouldn't. I'm so high on DeVries. Like I just there has
Yeah.
to be like unless it's like a Skeens or like some
He's gonna be the
yeah,
next Lindor, bro. You can't trade him. That's why I was saying you got to package Salas and Bateman
dude,
and maybe someone else.
you got to do anything to keep El Mutante, honestly. Like he
Hey,
is probably our best prospect since Fernando. I know we were talking about this when Brian
No
was on,
doubt. Yeah.
but
really quick, just to go back to the stats thing, can I read you something interesting?
No.
sure. It's
If you went,
terrible.
if you had 4 plate appearances in a Major League Baseball game and you hit a sac fly in every single one, so you went 0 for 0 with a sac fly, 4 RBIs, right? 0 for 0. And then, or if you went 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts, which one do you think your WAR would be better with?
The
I,
sack flies. I knew it.
No.
No way.
You go 0 for 4 with 4 Ks versus 0 for 0 with 4 sack flies. Your WAR goes up with the strikeouts.
How?
I
Oh,
don't know. Or maybe it just goes down less.
Yeah, it just doesn't go down as much.
I like
Um,
explain that. I
Who was it? Like Larry Walker or Todd Helton or someone was like talking
Dante
about that. Like
Bichette.
Dante, yeah. Like, and again, yeah. If you're looking at cores, right? Like a little pop fly turns into sack fly. That's yeah. Again, this like I could go off my rocker here, but in terms of everyone dying on the war terrain, which I think it's a good metric to use
It's
in
useful at
supplement. Like,
times.
at a
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
glance,
as
at a
yes, like
glance.
you're utilizing it with other ones. It can't be the be all end all, right? But for all those that use it, even as a supplement, like myself, or especially those that utilize it for the be all end all, what are we doing? Like, do you know how to calculate that? Like, what goes into that?
I'm gonna fact check that last stat, by the way. That was told to me by somebody I
Could
do
be a lot
trust,
of BS.
but I'm going to fact. I think I've read that too, but I'm gonna fact check that.
We could
Tommy
always.
Edmond, how could you lead us the wrong way like that?
No, no.
It's like I hit the ball on the ground now
Skip,
for my war. Yeah, what the heck, Skip?
Tom, any trade scenarios?
Goodman.
Goodman.
yeah, good one. That's
What
that's all I've got. Only
what
from
about
fantasy
Tanner
as well.
Scott?
Fuck
Rest in
that.
peace.
No, he's a traitor.
Bring him
He's a
Bro,
back.
traitor.
17 million and his ERA is like four or something right now.
Nick
Getting
finally got
shelled.
his ass shirt today. So,
Dodgers pitching factory. His elbows cooked.
yeah.
Mark Pryor is fucking dog wank. He is terrible. Mate, you should see the Dodgers I had at the moment. All pitchers, like all like decent pitchers as well.
Maybe
At
Mark
that point, it's
Pryor is secretly doing this, sabotaging the Dodgers pitching staff because he's a San Diegan and he truly wants the
yeah.
Padres to win.
It's like, oh shit,
From
we got a
Imagine
T-Town.
World
that.
Series
What a
first year.
guy. What a guy.
He's still trying though.
Still trying, doing everything he can. No, there's something very, very
Weird.
wrong with that whole
Yeah.
like they're doing again with the whole blanket approach of like let's just sign all the stars. We're gonna lose half of them, but we'll have enough
Yeah.
stars to carry us through the like injury periods. Like,
It's not even like their position players get injured. It's literally just
uh,
their pitchers, and it's not, it's not a this season thing. It's been like that for fucking
yeah,
ages.
yeah,
Yeah.
So I remember when I was talking to Diego about the Snell trade, he was saying he's almost certain that Snell's going to get injured, and look at him now. He's on the 60-day IL.
I said that too.
Like,
yeah. You did say
there's
that too,
Said
Jack.
something,
that.
Yeah,
Mm,
yeah. And
there's
talk.
something wrong over there.
Yeah, and coming back here, Matt, the couple pods ago when we were talking about like Darvish coming back, he did call it too, where he's like, "Dude, I don't have any like this is just like whenever you see that like oh, just elbow inflammation, they're gonna make a couple rehabs and be like back to normal." It's never the
Bro,
case.
I'm
So
so bummed on Darvish.
yeah, so
I thought
I
he
get
was gonna be back.
anyone other than Sandy. I agree with you, Trev. Anyone other than Sandy before we get wrapped up here that we could potentially take a look at. I feel like we kind of have to go Southpaw, but it's
I
such a
don't think that
premium.
matters that much.
No.
Nah, but I do think, I mean, we need to wait to the trade deadline to see who's falling out of it because then more players will be available. Um, yeah, I can't really
Like a
think of anyone
Heaney.
off the top of my head. Heaney's been okay, but I think he was on a heater. I don't really trust that he's a baller. I like Reed Detmers. Maybe get him and Taylor Ward in a package deal. Reed Detmers was on a heater in AAA a few years ago where he's like K'ing up like 13, 15,
Yeah.
11, 12. He's just balling, and I always thought he was going to pop after that. Threw the no-hitter a couple seasons ago. I always thought something was there that he'd like finally find it. Kind of like
Yeah.
Libertor did this season. Libertor would dominate AAA and then
Yeah.
just get brought up to the show and just get cooked. Then he finally found it this year. So I think Detmers is like maybe that same kind of guy where he can find it
hmm
eventually. So we'll see. I'd be cool with Detmers.
Was Livertor the
Soriano.
guy that got drafted as the two-way player initially by the Rays? Or
No, I don't know. I know he's on the Cardinals now.
yeah, I feel
He might have been.
like he was like yeah, kind of a baller and like the outfielder DH like for his college club. but
Maybe.
could be
He's
thinking of the
been
wrong guy.
nasty this
But
year, though.
yeah, so
Finally found it. Like I'd given up on him. He was like the best pitcher in AAA every season, leading in all the stats.
yeah,
And then they'd bring him
just
up, and he'd
yeah,
just be dog water.
yeah. There's, I mean, it's like quad A guys again with like the campy right now with us, and you're gonna see that. I think like a Kyle Hart, he might be a AAA guy, but he might be more of a quad A guy type guy too. I don't
Are
know.
you so are you low on Campy? I
Oh
couldn't
yeah,
tell with yeah,
I'm super low
with
on
the
campy.
stats.
Like I
He's
again
better
though,
than Maldonado though.
exactly like you got to look like if we're looking like last year or
Who
2 years
isn't?
ago, like I
Better than
mean
Maldonado, come on.
How many hits does Campy have?
So, bro,
So,
give him a break. He hit three something in minor leagues this year in AAA.
what does
He was
that do for me?
raking. He was raking.
Who cares? I rake in my
Okay, give him
softball
a chance.
league. That,
15
that
at
doesn't
bats
help the Padres.
doesn't matter.
Nick, what is
How many
Give
what's
him
chances are we going to give this guy? This
Nick
give him a
what
guy's
little
been
bit
like a
more run.
prospect.
He's had
He's been a
15 at
high.
have a
bats.
not a hat, not a hit, but what's where does he rank Padres non-qualified obviously OBP for the team this
Oh,
year?
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Nick. Yeah.
All
Safe.
right. Well, how about Luis Farias?
Well, he's good. We already
Higher.
know that.
He's
Suck
higher.
me. No, I bet he's lower.
Do you think
Bet right
so?
now.
OBP? Ryan just
Yes.
looked at this yesterday.
I would say OBP, even though they're not qualified, I'm going to go Campy could be close.
I think he was sixth, and then
Arise is not
Arias
a
was
big.
like fourth or third.
Rise
He's
is lower. So you're
Oh, really?
I'm lying. Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, but no, you know what,
Well,
Harry, you know what? I'm gonna shout out where I was wrong really quick because obviously you non-ball knowers wouldn't be able to catch it. Um, it's not WAR I was talking about. It's WOBA. So like
Oh
it's
yeah, yeah.
weighted on base average and then weighted runs created plus you are penalized
The
for
WRC
sack
plus,
flies.
that's the one. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
oh,
You're penalized for sack flies, which
That's
is
it.
I just don't get that.
Crazy.
I don't
Yeah.
understand how you
Well,
can
because
drive in a
they
run
kind of
and it
eliminate
hurts you.
strikeouts. It's anything that's in play, right? So that's what goes into that. So if strikeouts like aren't a part of the kind of formula there, then it's not a part of the, it's not taken into account. So
Right.
again, that's why great to use these advanced metrics. I love advanced metrics, mind you. I'm
Yeah.
not saying I don't, but they're not be
They're a
all.
resource.
One of them, exactly. Not one of them is a be all end all. Not all of them are be all end all. Utilize it, and then like if you have if you have a guy that's hitting like he's like one of the best at like multiple like standard and advanced ones, like good chance he's probably like the best player in the league. Like it's just kind of how it goes. But yeah, Campy's 6 on the squad in OBP. So
I am not a campy guy. I just feel like we've given him too many chances. We've given him chances for being called up. We've given him chances to be the starter, and he just doesn't come through. Like,
I mean I
he
agree with
can't
that.
hit
And
big league
defensively,
pitching.
it's terrible. But you
Um,
know who's second, probably first now on the squad in OBP, which you're looking at it now, you probably know. But
I'm not.
Manny.
he was
Yeah, I
first.
was. Is it
Rise?
He's
Merrill?
like 8th.
Merrill? Yeah. I don't know.
Can't
Don't
be.
say it's Iglesias.
No, gosh, no.
Can't be Cronenworth.
All right. Stop leaving us hanging. Just let us know.
Who is it?
Crone. It's
What?
actually Crone. Yeah. So before this was yesterday, 388 OBP. Manny was leading the squad with a 390. And number 3 was Tyler Wade, 373. Jackson Merrill tied for third, 373. Yep. Crone. So yeah, again, like good to utilize a lot of different metrics. Can't be, if we're just looking at OBP, dude, he's a dog in a small sample size. If we're looking at that batting average, Chihuahua.
Who, Crone?
Yeah. No, Campy.
Oh,
So Crone's
I
having a sneaky
mean,
good year with
he
his
hit
sample
so
size.
well in AAA, and he also hit in the bigs a couple seasons ago. In a large sample size, it was 50 games, a lot of games, 100 and something at bats. I quoted that stat. I think he can maybe get it rolling. It's worth a chance. Yeah, he's seemingly a little lazy and not doing things the right way, so I don't really like that. But if you can help the team at the plate, it can't get any worse than what we've been having with Maldonado. Anyone but Maldonado, even Campy, who's being lazy and not working hard for
Can't
his
be
horses.
I'll see it when he gets on the board. Like dial me
Yeah,
in with a
yeah,
duck fart. Duck fart
fine.
me to the right side, and then I'm like, all right, okay.
All right.
I just
I
Yeah.
just feel like
Who was Cease's catcher last year for the no hitter? It was weird. He had a good year. Who was catching him? I can't remember. Higgy?
Yeah, was it Higgy?
Was
Bring back Higgy.
It was Luis Campusano. I knew
Oh, it
exactly who
was?
it was. I was leading you boys
Save
on.
it.
It was
Oh,
Campy.
damn.
It was Campy.
this guy.
See, yeah, take that, Nick. Unmeasurables,
Oh yeah. So he no
intangibles.
way he throws the no hitter without Campy.
Does he? Probably not. So again, it's like, yeah, I'm with Trevor on this though. Like we've given Campy like way too many opportunities, honestly, at this point. But at the same time, it's not like he's our center fielder or a shortstop
It's
or
got to translate at some point. He rakes AAA, bro. I know it's El Paso, but it's like
what
sooner or
year did he
later
get
that he's
drafted?
gonna grow into what he's doing in AAA and be a hitter here.
If he's
What
Keep the
average, like
faith.
he's far superior than Maldonado at this rate too.
Yeah,
what
yeah.
was his rookie year?
Trevor
Dude, I don't
was
know.
talking about it like last pot or two
I
pots
know
ago.
he hit like 319 or something and 150 at bats, 50 games.
Dude,
I just I
hit
feel like
230 and like it'll be our best production
An
at catcher,
upgrade.
like
Yeah.
out of what we have, honestly.
okay, all right, all
So
right.
here, hold on, I got it. I got it too. So he hit 319. Wow. Right on the dot there. 163 at bats, 49 games. So that's solid. That was in 2023. If he can do that or even hit 280, bro, that's an upgrade. Maldonado's hitting like
280.
180.
He'll
That'd be
never hit
nice.
280. He would
He
ne
hit
I
319. He hit
yeah, in
319 in 50
50
games.
ABs. Trevor Bauer won a
That
Cy
wasn't
Young.
50 ABs. That was 50 games. It was
I said games.
163.
I
You
said
said
that.
ABs.
I
You
meant
said AB.
games. I meant games.
Okay. Okay.
So he didn't say that.
Sorry.
Disagree.
I did it. Dude, I feel like he gets this treatment of like talking like he's a rookie. Like, oh well, he's a prospect. He's gonna be good. It's been
Guys,
five
come
years,
around.
dog. Like,
Matthew
come on.
Libator. Look at Libator this season. He finally
How
found it. We were just talking about that.
how many guys in this org come around?
They do.
I mean,
It could happen.
that's tough to argue, Nick, especially from a position
Profar.
player.
He came around with us.
Yeah,
Nick
He
Pavetta.
was squeezing oranges the whole
that
time.
came around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We trade them
Tom,
all. That's the
Tom,
problem.
we need a casting vote here to
Yeah,
sway us
Tom.
one way or
Can't
the
be
other.
yes or no.
no.
Damn it.
My guy. Hey, us
All right.
Europeans got to stick together. You know what I mean?
It's gonna be another I told you so,
We.
bro. I'm gonna clip you guys up. Just
Do
wait.
it. Clip me up.
You
Hey,
guys are so
baseball
screwed.
Nick,
I'm
I'm
coming
here
for
to
you.
say, Campy, not the guy.
All right.
Another montage getting on the Twitter now.
Yeah, I'm coming for you guys. I keep all the receipts.
Trevor's like
I'm with
the
Trevor on
Jack,
this one.
the Jack Reacher of receipts being dropped on
I'm-
Twitter. He will snipe you.
I'll
Never
get you.
see
He
it
will,
coming.
100%. Trevor is he's sneaky moving through.
Got all the
through organization.
screenshots.
But
You yelled at me one time. Fuck you.
Been waiting on this for 4 years,
I'm right.
waiting for the slip.
I told you.
I don't know. I think like I'm definitely not pimp levels of like Campy is like the be all end all, but I'm with Trevor. Like at this point, like DFA Maldi, we got try Campy. If he sucks, like there's probably someone on the free agent line. We get Maldonado back. No one's gonna claim him through waivers. Just
No
sign
one's
him
gonna
to
claim him. He shouldn't be
like
in the
get a
league,
roster
bro.
spot.
Terrible.
He shouldn't.
The thing that sucks is once you get rid of him, I don't trust either of those catchers defensively. They just make big
Maldonado's been
mistakes.
horrible, dude. He's been
They've
so bad.
been all bad.
I
Nick,
know, that's
you
what I'm
can
saying.
catch better than him.
Well, maybe. I don't
You
know.
honestly probably could.
I don't know about that. You know what I can't
Tom
stand about
could.
You You know what I can't stand about Diaz? I hate how much he moves back there. He's on one knee to give the sign, and then he's on both knees, then he gets on the other knee. And it's so much movement back there, and I'm like,
I think he's trying to throw the hitter off, to be honest. Also, how are your knees feeling? If you're crouching that much, if I'm down
I
there,
get it. I get it. I
got some
get it.
cranky knees. I'd be probably
It's
sitting.
just it just seems like it's a lot of movement when the
No, I
pitcher's
agree
delivering.
with you.
Like,
Yeah,
but
you just
again, you know what? If all the pitchers came and they're like, we don't care, then I shouldn't care. Whatever. I mean, I don't know nearly enough about pitching to like, especially at that level, forget it, right? Like I don't know nearly enough or have my opinion's pretty worthless when it comes to that. It's just like visually, like I don't see any other catchers doing that. Like good ones are usually pretty quiet back there, you know? But he's just like it's a lot of movement, and I feel like that also could confuse the umpire. Like umpires miss stuff when catchers aren't precise. You know
Yep.
what I mean? Like,
yeah.
but you know what? Like, maybe we should look at the advanced defensive metrics to answer that because clearly I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. But hey,
They're
look,
pretty bad on both.
what one thing we can agree
Yeah.
on the four of us is that all of our catchers suck. We can definitely agree on that.
I mean, I agree with that. Like, I'm
What
not
catchers
saying
are good though? I feel like they're all terrible this season
I
across the
hate
league.
to say it. Will Smith is pretty good.
oh,
He's
he's
good.
back.
Rutschman's
definitely-
bad though. Rutschman's not hitting at all.
What's up with Real Muto? Is he not having a good year?
He's been trash the last 2 seasons.
Yeah, no.
Okay, but you know what? He still had the funniest ejection maybe of all time. We
I don't
can't
know
read
if you
that.
boys can. No, wait.
Diaz.
I don't
What does
know
it
who that
say?
is.
Edwin Diaz?
Elliot, look at Elias. Is this a sign, boys?
Who is that?
Yeah,
what the hell?
Aaron
Is that
Judge.
Judge?
Aaron Judge is
Oh.
popping up as his PFP.
That's a
Keep
sign.
Diaz until the end of the year.
We're getting
Judge,
Aaron Judge.
apparently.
Do you
So,
guys remember that JT Real Muto ejection that happened in spring training?
Yep.
That was beautiful. That's like
That was
that's
the
compilation
funniest
reel
thing
all
I've
over.
ever seen. Have you
Remind
seen
me.
that, Trevor?
I kind of remember this happening, but
Is
I
it when he reached
can't
for the
remember
ball?
exactly
That
when.
Yes. Okay, so
Oh, yeah,
what's
yeah.
his name? What's that pitcher's name with the closer?
Kimbrel.
Kimbrel's on the mound. He goes pitch clock violation, throws the ball out, wants a new ball. The pitcher or the umpire throws him a new ball. Real Muto put his glove up, and then he saw the ball come out over his head, so he's like, okay. And then he didn't like that ball, so he threw that ball away and asked for a new one. So Real Muto puts his glove out, and then he doesn't feel it for like a good 2 seconds, so he puts his glove down. But the umpire is trying to put it in his glove, and he put the glove down, so it kind of made the umpire look stupid because he just like threw the ball on the ground. Immediate tossed, immediate
Yeah, and-
ejection, and he's like, "Dude, what I do?"
I would love JT on our squad. Like he's like,
cool.
dude.
He's
It was
sick.
like when his the bullpen, you know, and the Phillies weren't doing so hot for a while there, and they called in the guy from the bullpen. He's like
Sprinting out,
and he's like
he's just like
the camera
"Oh,
zooms. He's
God."
like, dude, It's like-
He's just got SMH on his face.
oh yeah, he's a dog. Finally, real quick before we get wrapped up here, but Elias Diaz advanced metrics on Baseball Savant really solid, other than framing. Like actually much better than the start of the year because we love our advanced metrics here. Maldonado, his framing's 50th percentile roughly. Everything else is like dog water. So can him. Bring in Campy. I'm with Trevor. Bring him in. Can't be worse.
Can't get any worse, Nick. That's all I'm saying.
Every at bat he goes up there and doesn't get a hit, I'm going to text you guys a period.
There'll be a lot of periods.
I'm gonna do that for
Next over,
Maldonado.
I'm not defending Maldonado. I just think I can't say what I'm thinking.
I'm just so sick of Maldonado that anything is better than him. I don't think Campy's a hero or anything. I don't think he's going to be amazing, but
No.
I think he's going to be an improvement.
He'll be
like, who-
below average versus like the bottom barrel, basically.
Exactly.
That's how I look at it.
I've never understood like the dynamics of like the minor leagues in that like you have like a list in your head of like guys that are going to be up next to come up, right? Like we have, DeVries,
We don't have
like,
that.
We don't have that, but like in general, I just mean like all of those teams are rostered out, right? Like every team in every AAA team in affiliated baseball's got to have at least 2 catchers, right? Maybe like a third guy that can catch. Like none of them are better than Maldonado. You know what I mean?
You're
Like,
like Valens. I know exactly what you're saying, Nick. Like there's like 30 to 60 catchers that
yeah, there's just
are
60
in
catchers out
AAA
there
that
that are like not going to play in the big leagues, but like none of them are a little bit better than Maldonado. Like
I don't know.
none. Like who's the Braves AAA catcher right now? You know what I mean? It's like how could we like how bad could
Greg
he be?
Baldwin.
Really?
No, he's in the bigs now, but he's their backup catcher.
You know,
What
like
about Garrett Stubbs? Bring Garrett Stubbs home. He's a AAA catcher right now for the Phillies. He was a
this is what I mean. This is what
longtime
I'm
backup
saying.
for the Phillies.
It's that's exactly what I'm talking about. Like there's not one out there that you could trade for like with
Stubbs
a
will get some
low
knocks. He'll be okay.
yeah, like a guy that's just like decent, you know?
Yeah.
Because I agree with you guys. Maldonado's been bad, not even like not good, bad, hurting the team,
Horrible. Yeah.
horrible. So I'm like,
Can't even
is
bunt.
there not, is there not a AAA catcher out there somewhere that's like a little bit better?
There's a AA catcher in our system that's better, and it's not Ethan Salas.
So what
Who
are
is
we
it?
like? What are,
It's
what are we
Brandon
doing?
Valenzuela,
Oh,
24
yeah.
years old from Mexico. He's like 6'4", 6'2", like
How's he
225, 282, 850
Oh, really?
OPS.
Bro, my
Like,
buddy plays on it's like
bring
the
him
banana
up.
ball.
Call him right up. Savannah Bananas.
Yeah, it's like not the bananas, but like one of the rival teams that they play.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Their
And it's
league
like
or
such a
whatever.
joke. It looks dumb, but like he's in insanely good shape. And I watched the highlights just because
Oh, they're
you
all
know,
like,
yeah.
they're like
And I watched the
strippers
highlights
in
because he's like
insane shape.
he's my friend, and like there was one of him throwing at a guy. I'm like, dude, that you look good. Like that is a legit
That fine
pop
line,
time.
man. Yeah.
I keep that thing on me at all times. I pop timed that on the TV. 184? 184. Hey,
Is that good?
sign him up. Sign his
ass.
Sign his
Sign his
ass.
ass.
And cut
League min.
Maldonado.
League min, Maldi, smell ya. And then you know what?
Bring up Valenzuela.
His name's Andrew Cosgrove. Cos, I'm going to send you this. Cos, go up there, take till 2 strikes, try to draw a walk. Just foul pitches off, baby.
We need a
Foul
Cosgrove
pitches
back
off,
in the
baby.
system. So
Uh-huh.
why not?
Tom, not you, Tom. Tom Cosgrove, not you, Tom. Different Tom.
All right,
And
let's
Andy.
get. I do like Andy too. Andy Cosgrove. Any last little plugs before we get signed off here? Shameless.
My basketball league's the best league in San Diego. Bay Club
Official
Basketball.
now.
Give us a look.
Oh, no.
Flag. Shout out.
BayClubBasketball.com.
Heard you got former pro athletes in that league.
Many of them. Half the
Yeah.
league is former pros.
I heard you
If you're a
dunked
good
on one the
hooper,
other day.
pull up. AJ, I want to see you there on Saturdays.
That's why I used to be a really good hooper, Trevor. I just haven't played in
Really?
ages. Yeah, and you wouldn't notice
Pull
it,
up, bro.
right?
Pull up. I mean, you can tell. You look athletic.
Hey, anybody that plays rugby, I trust them to compete at
That's
pretty
true.
much anything. Rugby's intense.
We're just all former college athletes here. Tom's
Right,
a
Tom?
current college athlete.
True.
Have you seen that wind up?
Pro athlete, Trevor. Not the shameless.
You're a
plug.
pro? You're a pro? Really? Hell yeah.
Yes. ST
Nice.
leading, baby.
Count it.
Count it.
Tom's pro. He's Welsh pro.
Yeah, facts. I play for Wales technically, but who the
Hi.
fuck is in Wales playing baseball? So.
Ben Davies.
Hey, if
Yeah,
you
facts. We
paid
can
to
get
play
him. We're gonna get him
anywhere,
on the pod.
You're a pro.
Bring him on. That Ben Davies was the crux of me and terrible Padre memes' relationship. So it's all good.
We're gonna get him on. We are gonna get him on one day.
We'll get on.
It's gonna happen.
He's got a trophy now, so we're good. All right, lads. Yeah, join Trevor's basketball league. It's fire. Lance Moore is like the star. He was the MVP, right? I think I saw on your guys' Insta.
Yeah, back-to-back MVP.
He's like he
Wins the
drops like
finals every year.
40.
Guys,
Someone dethrone him. Come on.
Guys, Dees.
He's good.
He's pretty
That's
pretty
my boy.
athletic. Talking about a pro athlete. He's
He's like-
Super Bowl
the-
champion. He's all right.
He's like the Luis Campisano of that league. It's unbelievably good.
So
No,
some
no.
would say.
Supposedly.
Yeah,
Trevor,
I heard
please.
that. I could hear the silence right there. You guys were gonna be like, no, but then, oh wait, no, that doesn't work for my argument. Trevor was
Trevor
like,
just needs to say now you're not the Maldonado of that league because you're a dog.
Obviously not. Yeah, I'm one of the best players in the league, obviously.
big rebound guy.
Yeah, top
Tight
three
end,
in
baby.
rebounds. I'll post
I
the
like it.
stats.
I need a triple double out of you.
Yeah,
Dude, I've gotten close a couple times. A
I
lot of
like it.
assists. I'm a big vibes guy. I coach the team,
Player
run the
coach.
league.
Just the
Yeah,
best.
I'm drawing plays up, getting the most out of my guys.
Tom, all 6'5" of them, when he comes over across the pond, he's gonna face up
Yeah, bro, I
against
can
Lance
dunk.
Moore.
Trust, I can dunk. I've been able to dunk for like 5 years now, so
Hey, we
yeah, I'll
got to
get
get
in
out
there.
on a field,
I'll get in
Tom.
the
When
league.
you come out here, let's get out on a field. Let's toss the
Bro,
rock around.
I am fucking ready, bro. I can pitch and all. I'll
Let's
play
go, baby.
wherever you want. I'll catch. I'll be better than Campy, trust.
Warm up the ye old Tommy John. Good to go.
Facts.
All
I'm
right,
happy
lads.
to be able to blow if he gets the win.
I mean, at this point, I probably need surgery on it anyways from 15 years ago. So,
All that pro.
but yeah, just chucking rugby balls
Bro,
overhead.
we should go throw a little bit the football.
Let's
That'd
go.
be sick. Let's do
Yeah,
it.
Run some
Alrighty.
When
rounds.
Tom gets here, we'll do it.
yeah. Even before, let's do it before Tom, and then when he cuts here. So,
I'm
all
down. We'll be ready.
right, lads.
A
Yeah,
warm up.
gotta do a little warm up. Yeah, yeah. It's like, what is this little pigskin? It's tiny. All right, lads. Well, thanks for listening to another episode of the Podfathers. Appreciate y'all tuning in. We'll get this posted here shortly. Friday, I'll be at the game. If anyone's going, let me know.
I wish.
Sign his
Tom will
ass.
be there. Sign his
Sign
ass.
his
Facts, I'll be there.
Dope. All right, lads. Peace.
Later.
Thank you for listening to another episode of the Podfathers, a Slam Diego Padres podcast. The Podfathers is produced by Los and Walls and is executively produced by Jacob Lamb.
Our theme song is A Bubba by Trylock.
To get in touch with the show, follow us on Twitter at Podfathers619. That is at PADFATHERS619, or email us at podfathers@gmail.com. Subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and all other major audio platforms.
Go Pods!